Hello, everybody. Welcome to the O Show, and I'm here today with Macy Stradley.
Hello.
What's up, Macy? How you been?
I've been great. How have you been, Oscar?
I've been pretty good. I haven't seen you in a long
It's
time.
been a while since we've seen each other,
Right? I think it's been what, like a
which
year?
is odd.
It's been like a year, I think, since I've seen you.
Yeah,
Right?
especially since usually, like, if we're both in town, we're always hanging out.
Yeah. It's just, well, recently with like COVID and everything, and then me moving, to Denton, I haven't really been out there. But man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been. I sure it was early 2020. When did Junior graduate? December 2019.
2019. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I hung out with y'all that night.
Yeah, it was. So it was 2019 since I last seen you.
That was in December. So I mean, we may have hung out after that, but I know for sure we hung out after.
When he graduated that one
when
day.
Junior graduated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, regardless, you're here
It's
today.
been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while, but regardless, you're here today, and now I hear you're educated as a dental.
I am educated.
In what? Tell them what.
I have my bachelor's in dental hygiene, so I'm a dental hygienist now.
You hear that? So if y'all need y'all's teeth clean, hit her up.
I got you.
I'll put the link below.
I don't have one, but we can create one.
Hey, I'm telling you, you need to just do hygienist on the road, hook people up.
If I could do that without getting arrested, I would, because that actually really sounds fun. They have like a traveling like a hygiene position.
What do they do?
Like, you just go to like what offices are like needing help, or if like say somebody's like on maternity leave or whatever, you just fill in for like that office until like that person comes back, and they're like, okay, come back, and so they find you a new position to be in for a while.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, Obama's going over to France and he needs his teeth cleaned that weekend.
I wish it was that fancy.
They're going to bring you along to like clean on the
I
road.
wish it was that fancy. I would sign up in a heartbeat.
I thought, hey, but you can start that business though. You never know. I'm just saying, like, you never know.
All the elite
you
members of society hit me up.
Yeah, you could. Hey, it doesn't have to be the elite, I could be like, Macy, like, I have a wedding to go to this weekend. Can you come make my teeth look sparkly white? And I'm like, just I'll fly you to California or something.
I'll take it.
Right? Like,
yeah. But the thing is, like, that'd be really cool. Now you mentioned that, like, because I can only practice in the state of Texas. I can't go anywhere else to practice. I'd have to get my license in all 50 states for that to happen.
Oh wow. How can you do that? Or like, I mean, I understand you're saying, like, is there like a national license or anything? No, you just individual state.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You see, because that's interesting. Because like, what if you decided to start your own?
You can come to Texas.
But that what if I can't come to Texas?
And everybody's gonna have to come to Texas.
I guess. Well, we'll see what happens. But I think I don't know. Like, hey, it's just me. I think that's a good idea. You should look into that.
We'll look into it. What did you call it earlier?
A hygienist on the road, or
on the go, or whatever it was.
Hygienist. That's what you can call yourself. You don't put out cards and be like Macy Stradley, hygienist on the go.
I'll do it.
I think it'd be cool. Look,
if I could make that a thing, I would definitely hop on it. That would be cool to get, like, not just in one place all the time.
It's like, hey, like, you're chilling, and then like Snoop Dogg calls you, like, hey,
I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Exactly, right? And then you might get a good tip. I'm sure they're gonna give tips.
I would accept them.
You'll be like the who's that? Like, you can be, or who's that salt guy? The dude who does the salt with the steaks. Have you ever seen that on like Facebook or anything?
Oh, that like the meme.
Yeah, like the salt guy. He's like that. Like, you could be like doing that, but with like floss or something. Flosser. Like, watch me floss. I think it'd be good. Look into it though.
We'll look into it.
So, how did school go for that? I have some friends that they also want to be a dental hygienist. So, what would you recommend to them on their road?
I personally, if I could do it over, I went to Midwestern State in Wichita Falls.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I will argue that's the best hygiene program in the state of Texas. We had great professors. But if I could do it over, I would do my basics at a community college.
Mm-hmm.
And then transfer over, just because it would save so much money. But either way, it's a great field to go into. It's like your 2 years of doing like all your classes before, and then it's 2 years in the program.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can do it like on associate's level or a bachelor's. So really, I mean, you can go to associate, like a community college and get your associates in it. Get the same education, just cheaper.
Yeah, especially here, One thing I noticed was like when I was taking classes is like I was taking the community college, like, the basics to knock them out. But the thing is, like, a lot of the professors at the community college were also professors at UNT.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you're getting a lesser education at all.
No, it doesn't. And I would say people who get the community college are way smarter than the people that don't. Unless you're getting like a full, scholarship or full ride or whatever, then yeah. But if not, like, why not?
Call me out, Oscar. Call me stupid.
No, I'm not. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, like, why would you not want to save money in the long run?
I think my thing was, like, I was ready to get out of Gainesville. So I was like, take me away.
You're rushing because at the end, now you're like, I can't wait to go back home. No.
That's not what I'm thinking. No. Some people maybe, but not me. No, but I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Like, if I could do it over, I'd stay at a community college and get my basics out of the way. But either way, it's a great road to go down. I love it. It
worked out for you. I'm happy because now you're money Macy. And you're single, so you're gonna have those guys like trying to slide in your DMs, like, crazy. Hey, let's hit up Money Macy. She'll take. Nobody you could be like a sugar mama now. No, I'm just kidding.
We're just looking for a sugar daddy.
Oh man, no, but I don't know. That'd be something funny. I wonder what your mom would say about that.
She would kill me.
Speaking of your mom though, like, how. Like, I know that, like, when we were in school, like, you were going to school with your mom there on campus. Yeah. So how did you feel about that?
It was a road.
What was your experience with that? Like,
it definitely had its perks, but it also had its disadvantages. I mean, I feel like anybody could easily understand that.
No, I don't think so. Like, not anybody has their mom in school with them.
But anybody could easily understand that, like, it did have its perks, like, I don't know. Like,
what, she can bring you lunch anytime you want?
Yeah, I got lunch at home. If I didn't really feel well or something, like, I could easily get out of class, like, things like that. Like, I feel that a lot of the teachers trusted me more. Not that I did anything bad. Like, me, I didn't do anything. Yeah. But,
Worst kid in school.
Okay. But, I don't know. Like, I feel like I was just trusted a lot more by people. Like, I really didn't have to, like, beg teachers to, like, let me do this. And I'm like, no, like, I would be like, okay, that's fine. But then there also comes a time, like, your mom is literally everywhere you turn. Like, you can't do anything.
It was like the boogeyman, right? You'd be walking in the hall.
Oscar, come on now. Because I was with you all the time in high school.
No, that's true, though. But it was like, say, like, you started dating some guy, and you're, like, walking with this dude in the hallway, and then, like, the boogeyman comes lurking around the corner.
That's my brother right now.
Oh, man, that must suck for him.
He's a sophomore, and he's got his first girlfriend, and she's, always keeping tabs, which, fair enough, they're 15-year-olds, but
that's when they're the worst. Mama Stradley better keep a really close eye on that boy. Really closer, because if not, she's gonna be Grandma Stradley. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what she's afraid of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
She said, I don't want any of that going on. So she keeps a close eye on them. But they're good kids. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And that's Chandler, right? Yeah. He's always been a good kid. I'm sure,
I want to slap him in his head every day now, though. He thinks he's too cool for us. He thinks that he's grown. He's
a grown man now? What, is he working now?
He wishes he was.
He needs to. Chandler, you're only a grown man once you get out there and start working all these late hours. Ask your dad. He'll tell you.
Dad does work some late hours.
Right? And then when he gets to that age, he's not going to want to do it. He's going to be like, no, like, I want my Power Rangers back. Or
he thinks that he is so grown right now, though. He just... I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know. Like, I feel like 15-year-old girls, like, they're dramatic. Mm-hmm. So, like... I'll take the cake for that one, but I don't know, like, how to explain boys. They just think that they're, I don't know. You were,
I would say, yeah, I would say.
But I feel like your mindset has always been a little bit different than the majority of guys. I could be wrong, but I feel like I've always.
How so? Like, how would you explain that exactly?
I don't know, because, like, hanging out with you, like, we never, like, it was never, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just know, like, how my brother is. And when I think of you being 15, like, us hanging out, I don't think it, like, he's more, like, he's serious in some situations, but, like, he still has a really, like, immature side of him. And I feel like that you were always pretty mature. In high school.
I mean, I was already working at like 15, basically. So for me, it's like I could kind of say that, I guess, but I wasn't really there.
I just feel like you were a lot more mature, like in high school, than a lot of other guys are.
Yeah,
so I guess that's kind of where I'm sitting at.
I've always been kind of focused to where I can kind of do this now, right? Just chill and do podcasts, which is fun, and do what I want with my time. I feel like that's important. Just do what you want with your time.
You've always been like a worker, no matter what. You were always working. You're always doing something. Like, and Chandler is still kind of at that, like, I don't want to do anything. Like, just let me do nothing.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I was always doing something.
No, you were. You were always doing something. Me and Adam always had to, like, hunt you down. Or, like, you were always doing stuff.
Yeah, I guess I would say a little bit, but like, I mean, I guess in school I wouldn't be doing stuff, right? Because like in school I'd be like,
if you came to school,
I'd like, like I would skip school a lot. Like I remember one morning, I showed up to class, I looked around, and I was like, I do not fucking want to be here. So I got like, my teacher greeted me at the door when I walked in and said, "Oh, hey Oscar, how you doing this morning? I'm glad you're here today." I sat down. I looked at everyone and I'm like, no. I got up and left. I got back.
Like there were lots of days like that.
I got up and went back to my truck, jumped in, and drove back home.
Yeah.
There were a lot of those
days. Was there a time where you thought they thought you might not graduate because you had skipped so much?
Yes, there was a time.
My mom was so mad at you.
There was, and you know what? I am blessed because of your mom and Miss Moore. Uh-huh. Because they helped me get through that. Like, they were willing to stay after school as, like, to be available.
Yeah.
So that I can get my hours and graduate. Because they made me stay after school. Like, I had to redo, like, or I had to, I had to basically, like, do, like, 32 hours or something. And the people that were, like, the teachers that would stay after school and do those hours were not available for that whole week. So I wasn't going to be able to reach it. But I had, your mom, Miss Moore, and other teachers that volunteered so that they could help me reach those hours.
Glad you got those hours.
To all those teachers, like, thank you and God bless y'all, because y'all did a lot for me. That was good, and that wasn't something you had to do. You guys went about your way to do that for me, which was a really kind thing to do.
I'm just glad you graduated.
Yeah, it was a road. It was
towards the end with you. I feel like you and Adam, like, it was. Like, are they gonna do it or not? And my mom was like telling me, like, you cannot hang out with them right now. Like, she said they're not making the best decisions right now. You cannot hang out with them. I mean, I still did.
Yeah.
But she was like, they're not making the best decisions right now.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, school's always like, it kind of, I don't know. It just, to me, it's like there's this quote that says, like, don't let your schooling get in the way of your education.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, I felt like I felt like schooling was getting in the way of my true education.
You've always felt that way. Like, you've always been like, this is pointless.
Yeah, and it made me mad, though, because, like, I would see, like, I see how, like, people would say, like, oh, like, what your grades are is a reflection of how you are, which I thought was, like, complete bullshit.
It is.
Because me going through school, I was, like, the last one in my class. My GPA was literally, I was a 1.2 GPA in high school.
And you're not stupid by any means. Like,
I know, right? So, like, they would tell me, like, hey, like, this is, like, I'm basically, like, stupid.
But do you remember we would always laugh because that was my first impression of you? Because I didn't know you, and, like, I just knew you to, like, blow off class, and I'm just like, oh, he's so stupid, like.
I was blowing off class, but I was having fun and, like, trying to do other things to, like, build a better future for myself.
But then, like, I don't even know how we started being friends, but once I, like, started being friends with you, I was like, this is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Do you make stupid decisions? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
But he's actually incredibly smart.
Thank you, Macy. But we're not here for me. We're here for you today. So you need to talk. We need to talk about more of you. Let the people know who you are and what you'd like to do. What is it? You have any hobbies?
Not really.
No hobbies. Just been busy with schooling and then trying to find Like the place where you want to settle in now, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the place I work at right now, like it can take a lot of my day, but I'm about to start my new job, so I'm excited for that, and that's in Keller. So I'm gonna be looking for a place soon, like out in Keller to move to. So I'm excited. I think next weekend I'm gonna go kind of look at the area. Like I've been there lots of times, but I'm gonna go look and try to find places to live out there and see what all there is to look at. So I'm excited for that, but I really don't have like hobbies.
No, you gotta find some.
I know.
You know, if a person without a hobby just
I like cooking and baking, but I don't do it all the time. Like I enjoy it when I do it, but like
hobbies are good.
Hobbies are good, but it's hard finding something that I actually enjoy. I feel like a lot of things people find enjoyable, I tried it out and I find it tedious. And I just don't enjoy it.
You just gotta find what suits you right, you know, just try different things. Go out, go dancing or something, or go do some archery. Or become like a gun expert, right? Imagine like, you know, oh, like my hygienist is a gun expert. Like what?
No, will not be me.
No, nothing?
Will not be me.
There's something out there for everyone.
There is. I just gotta find it.
It takes time, but you'll find something. Regardless of that, back to the school thing. Like, man, that's crazy. Like, we're graduated now, we're out of school, and now you get to start your own life, basically. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've been living through the whole thing, but you know, some people are like, you can't really start until you're done with all of this.
Yeah.
With college and high school and, you know, so forth and so on.
Yeah, I guess I was looking forward to like graduating, because I was supposed to graduate in May, but because of COVID I couldn't finish my clinical hours, so I didn't get to graduate until August. But like me and my friends, like, we're planning this huge like trip to Mexico for like graduating and stuff, and so we started planning that and then didn't get to because of COVID, and I just feel like,
no, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but me and my friends from hygiene school, we've talked, I think me and two other girls are just gonna take a little trip down to Waco for a weekend to get away. Like we have like little trips planned, but nothing big. So I still want to do like a big trip, like with like my really good girlfriends from school that we could do. But we were just really looking forward to that big trip, and then we didn't get to.
That sucks. A lot of people's plans got ruined.
Yeah.
And for us, like, you know, for me, like I had a trip planned with my girlfriend as well, and it did not work out just because of the same thing. Like,
you're always going. Well, I feel like not now, obviously, but there was like 2 straight years where you were going nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I was always gone. I mean, that was due to work though, right? Because like I was working in a place where they were like,
not always. I mean, yes, always. Like,
I would say 50-50.
With that job, absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember. Was it 3 years ago? I don't remember. You went to like Mexico. Was it with your grandpa?
Yeah, I had gone to Mexico. Yeah, that was like 2-3 years ago.
And then you told me you were gonna be back, and next thing I knew, like, you were in California. Yeah. And then you even got a job out there in California.
Yeah, it was okay.
And you stayed out there way longer. Like, you ever coming home and we're gonna hang out?
That was like a weird one, because it was like so for like 2-3 years straight, what had happened was like I was in a position to where like they were sending me off to go do work. Yeah. You know, on aircraft seats in planes and other, you know, countries.
Yeah.
So like I got to go to Germany and I did work there. I went over to France and did some work there.
I didn't know you went to France. I might have known. I might have forgot.
And then I went to the UK and did some work over there. And so I was doing that for them, you know, for those 2 years. So I would say like I probably spent those 2 years just basically like 3 months here, 3 months there, a couple weeks here. So it was fun. It was really fun. And then when I came back, I decided, like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to go and travel. Like, that was cool. Like, that was fun. I didn't ever think that I was going to get to travel like that.
Yeah.
At least not at that moment. You know, I thought it was like when I was going to get older or something. So I was blessed that I got to do that. And I decided to go to to Mexico to go meet my grandpa and kind of get in touch with my roots from my family.
Have like a ranch or something?
He has a ranch out there. So he has like, I think 80 acres. So I worked out in the ranch for a couple months, and I had no phone, no cell phone. I don't know if you remember that, because like I texted.
I do, because I was like, "What's your address? I want to write you," and you never gave it to me.
Yeah, because there was really no address. It was like, honestly, like there was people out there living in like huts. You know, there was no like set address out there.
Yeah, it
was just kind of people everywhere. And you know, the reason I went out there is because like I wanted to just disconnect myself from everything and kind of just take some time, you know, for myself, just to think for myself, like think what I like to do and adventure. And that's what I did, and it was fun. But yeah, it was like 3 months that I did that in Mexico.
It was a while, because I remember you left. Yeah, I think it was like the end of this, like the spring semester, because I think I texted you and like we were gonna hang out one night, and you're like, "Yeah, by the way, I'm about to go to Mexico," and I was like, "What the hell? Since when?" And so, and then you said you were gonna come back in August, and I'm like, "Are you gonna be back by my birthday? Because like, so we can like, I want to hang out with you on my birthday," and you said, "Honestly, Macy, I don't know.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to." You know, deal with that as it comes. And I was like, what? And so I feel like around that time, I think you got because I think around that time you went back to the States, but you stayed in California. So I think you had your phone back. So I messaged you just to see if like you had it, and you did. And you're like, yeah, I'm back in the States, but I'm in California.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh man, that was, I don't know what, it was fun. I did 3 months in Mexico, a month and a half in like the southern part of Mexico. Then I left, and then I went a month and a half in like the western part of Mexico. And then my cousin from California had gone down there to come visit. And at that, like, you know, at that time I didn't have my phone, so I didn't talk to anyone. And and it was like that last time I had seen you was like, I was like going out to see all my friends, and I'm like, hey, I'm about to go. And I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, but eventually I'll come back. That's what my, like, basically my idea was. Like, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to try to find myself, try to get in tune with my soul, like they say, and just do me. I
feel like you did that a lot around that time. I feel like
I did. And it did me good.
It did me good. I'm glad it did you good. I was just like, dang, I wish I could pick up and go.
Hey, I know. Hey, but you can, though. You know, like, you just, it's like, I feel like it's a mentality thing. Like, people think that they're like,
there's also the job thing. You know, I got to attend work.
But work ain't going anywhere. It's going to be there when you come back.
Will it, or will they hire somebody else?
There's plenty of work for everyone. I know that they're saying there's like shortages of work, but you know what? If you can't find a job, build something for yourself.
They'll get rid of my job. Like, they'll replace me, and I don't want to be replaced at my new job. It's wonderful there.
Well, maybe not at this current moment, but before, you know, coming out of school, like, you're fresh, you can go and do what you want to go do.
I do want to. There was these two girls I went to school with, and they're just the very spontaneous kind of people, and they're just like, okay, so one day, like, we're on Snapchat, and we saw there's Peyton and Ivy Beth, and I think Ivy Beth had posted that they were in, like, Disney World, but, like, I had just seen her 2 days ago, because her and our other friend AJ, we went and had dinner together a few nights ago. So I was like, she didn't even mention going. And she was like, yeah, Peyton messaged me and was like, do you want to go grab coffee or do you want to go to Disney World? She's like, so we compromised and had coffee at Disney World. I said, what? They literally hopped on a plane. Like, I guess they decided the night before or whatever. They hopped on a plane very, very first thing the next morning. Flew to Orlando, stayed one whole day. And then got on a flight immediately afterwards and came back to Texas. See,
I'm not trying to say nothing, but I feel like I need more people like that around my life.
I would love to do that, but I'm just like, dang. Like, I wouldn't even think to do that.
I mean, like, I have been telling my girlfriend, like, hey, like, let's just jump on a plane and go somewhere. And she's like, okay, but let's plan to do this, and then let's plan this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to plan nothing. Like, I just want to jump on a plane, go, and then we figure it out as we go. I just feel like it's a lot more fun.
That would be fun. I mean, I'm not super organized by any means, but I do like to have, like, some kind of structure, even if it's just, like, if I know, like, what's going to be in the area. So, like, I would love to be super spontaneous, but sometimes that, like, that just stresses me out.
I think I'm just used to, like, I don't know what's going on until we get there.
You're on the wind type of person.
And it's like, and, you know, honestly, I think it's because of that job as well, right? Because they would just send us out there, and they're like, I'm like, who do we talk to?
I feel like you were partying all the time in Germany too. Every time I called you,
that's a some of the bosses watch this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah. When I was out there, I was
I feel like you
partying.
really had a good time when you're out in Germany.
I did. I went out and I would party. Like when I wasn't working, I'd go out and like party for hours, and it's just like I felt like it was one of those things where like when you see in the like Project X type of stuff. When I'm out like partying around and stuff, and it was cool. It was crazy. But that I had enough of that. Like no more.
That was a lot. I feel like all the time, like anytime I talked to you, you were like, yeah, we were over here and we did this, that's, and that. And I was like, didn't you do that the other night? And you're like, yeah, we went out again. And I was like, okay.
There was a week when I was in the UK. I was in Wales, and what we did was like, what was that? I don't know. What we did was basically we had worked for like a whole week, and then I think Christmas came. I think it was Christmas or New Year's. And what happened was like, okay, so they were going to shut down the factory we were out there working on or working in for like 4 or 5 days. And it just so happened to be that that was the same week that was like my 21st birthday. That same weekend. Or no, so it wasn't even New Year's. It was like something else. Actually, I think it was Boxing Day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be New Year's.
Yeah, that would be like in the middle of January. But anyhow, for some reason they had closed the factory for like a couple days. And then there was the weekend. So it was like, okay. And like me and one of the guys I was working with, like we became good friends with the girls in the lobby that worked in the hotel. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, like, what are you guys doing like this whole weekend? Because like some of the other people were talking about like you guys were going to be shut down for the weekend. So y'all were going to be here. Well, honestly, we don't know. So like they decided to like kind of take us out. So we went out with them and oh my God, we partied Friday night all the way to like Monday morning. I went to bed.
I can't hang like that.
No. I went to bed. My coworker came to my door, banging on the door, woke me up around like I slept till 4 PM. I didn't go to bed till like 7 or 8. They woke me up at around 5 or 6 and like, hey, let's go round 2. It's your birthday, and I'm just like, the first day I was like, fuck it, let's go. So we went out, same thing. Got home about 7, 8 in the morning, went to sleep. And then again, 4 or 5 in the afternoon, knock on the door. My buddy's there. He's like, hey, let's go. And I'm like, all right, bro, but we need to eat because I don't feel so good. I can't think straight. I don't feel so good right now. So he's like, all right, bro, let's go eat. I haven't ate anyway. So we went to go eat, and then we did it again, right? That was like that was the first, second. It was like the third day or the fourth day came around, and it was again. And at this point, I felt like crap. But at the same time, like we still went out. We partied. We got super drunk. We were just dancing and stuff, and it was fun. We did it for moral of the story is like we did it for like 5 days straight.
That's insane. I can't.
5 straight days of just like partying and drinking. And it just like I felt like I lost a lot of brain cells that weekend. A lot.
Don't doubt it.
A lot. It was a crazy weekend because like I had a run-in with the police out there. Because
I don't think you ever told me this.
No, I actually have not talked about this to anyone. But basically what happened was I was walking down the street and there was this girl who was like yelling for help because this guy had like her arms around her. And like, I'm minding my own business, but like this girl's yelling for help. Like, I'm going to help her. I'm going to see what's going on. So like I walk up to her. I'm like, oh, hey, like, are you okay? And then like the guy's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's my girlfriend. And she's yelling like, no, like help me. And like trying to push away from this guy. So I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I'm just like, hey man, like you should probably like get off of her for a minute and like just let her talk. Cause like she looks like she's like really struggling. So like the guy kind of backs up and he's like, yeah, like this is my girlfriend. Like shows me a picture of her on her phone. But then he like grabs her like under her skirt and like drags her. And I'm like, whoa, so I kind of like separate them. And I'm like, look, man, I don't know what's going on. I can't say I believe you or I don't. Like, you showed me that picture just now. And to be honest, I don't even really remember if that was her or not. Because it just all just happening so fast. But, I separated them. I tried to keep them a hold. And, like, this guy started, like, trying to grab her still. Like, even though she was hiding behind me, trying to get away from him. And, like, the dude started getting, like, kind of, like, up in my face. And there was this homeless guy sitting right there. And he's like, hit him. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was about to hit him. I was about to just like give it to him. And this other guy, like I guess he's this other guy that was like just happened to stop by as well, and like these two other girls had stopped because like it was just getting like to that level where it was like, whoa, like something's going on here. This guy goes like, I guess he saw me make a fist because I was about to hit this dude. He's like, whoa, man. He's like, don't hit him. There's like, cause over there they have CCTV footage or cameras everywhere.
I didn't know that.
So there's no privacy. There's cameras everywhere. They could pinpoint you like that where you are or what's going on. So he tells me like, don't do it, bro. There's like CCTV cameras everywhere. So I look up and like, yeah, there's like 3 of them facing, like one here, one there, and like they're all facing everywhere basically. That's one of the reasons why the police don't carry guns over there, right? Because like they always have those cameras to see where people are and what they're doing, which is a huge breach of privacy in my opinion. But the guy's like, he's like, don't do it, whatever. And I'm just like, fuck, well, I don't know what to do now. Like this guy's like coming on me now while the girl's trying to hide behind me. These other 2 girls, like I convinced them to like, hey, call the police or like call somebody. So like the police show up. As soon as they show up, I'm like, hey, look, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is between them, but I have to go. Like, I have to meet a friend somewhere. So I left right away, like, fast, and I let them take care of it. So later down the road, I'm getting super drunk. And I have another run-in with the police again. But this time, it's because of, like, something that I did. So, like, to get to the point, like there was a misunderstanding between something that was going on in one of the bars with me and like someone else, and what happened was that person for some reason got the police involved, but the police or like their friends apologized to me because they knew that it wasn't something serious, like their friend was overreacting because they were drunk. So I was like, okay, no, that's not a problem. And the police, they were looking for me, and they're like, are you Oscar? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm thinking like, how do they even know my name? Like, I didn't give my name to anyone. Like, that's weird. And so they started talking to me, and they're just like, yeah, man, like, unfortunately, we were not going to allow you to go back in tonight. You can go back in tomorrow night. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I was going to start walking home.
So are you like by yourself?
Yeah, I'm by myself. I had always, at that night, I was by myself. Or no, that was another night. That wasn't that same weekend when we partied. But I was by myself that night. Because I was actually looking for my friend to go meet him, but I couldn't find him, so I just decided to go and do something. But what happened was, like, one of the officers is like, they were talking to me, and they offered to give me a ride back to my hotel. And I'm just thinking, like, whoa, that's kind of sketchy. Like, I might get in this car, and I might not ever get seen again. I'm drunk, so I'm like, okay, sure. So I get in the car, they give me a ride, and as we're, like, they're taking me back to my hotel, they're all like, aren't you that guy in the CCTV footage that helped that girl out earlier today? And I'm just like, yeah, that was me. And they're like, yeah, we saw that footage, man. Like, that's cool of you. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, this guy recognized me on the footage. And like, I started thinking, I was like, wow, that's good, right? Because like, I did this happen, and like, they saw me in footage helping some random chick out on the road that I've never met in my life. So I'm like, it's kind of like, it was like that good karma. I was like, good. Now I'm pretty sure they know I didn't do nothing wrong in that place.
So they actually took you to your apartment?
Yeah, so they actually took me to my apartment or my hotel and dropped me off. But that was like my little story of running into them. It was just crazy. Like I did not expect any of that, and it was. I don't know
how I would react if I had any interaction with like
foreign police.
Yeah, I have no idea how I'd act.
I didn't know what to say. I was just like, holy shit! Like, am I about to go to like the jail here? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, who am I gonna call? Like, how do I even call? Like, do I need to put double zeros, double ones, plus, or?
Yeah, no, I have no idea how I'd react.
I was like, if I go to jail, like, I'm fired. Like, what if they're like, I'm not gonna, like, we're not paying for your ticket back. Now I'm stuck out here. Like, what am I gonna do?
What if you got stuck out there?
That would have been
crazy.
Would
be insane.
I thought about, when I was in France working, I was offered a job there.
Were you really?
Yes, I was offered a job to stay there permanently.
Like doing the same thing?
No, it was different work. It was a little bit of different work, but basically like in the same concept. Yeah. But they had offered me a job out there. And to me, I thought it was a great opportunity. And I was like, whoa, I can just live in France. Like,
That would be cool.
And I thought it was cool, but then I thought that was also a bad thing. Like, who am I gonna talk to out here? Like, I don't know nobody.
Friends. You would make friends.
I mean, I'm sure I would make friends, but like,
you just
I don't want
everybody fly out to you.
I don't want to eat like tartare and duck parfait or parfait.
That's one thing. Like, I'm such a picky eater. I don't think that I could ever live in another country just because I eat like a 6-year-old. I like grilled cheese, I like chicken nuggets, I like macaroni and cheese.
The chicken nugget meals. Those are not good.
Well, I beg to differ.
No, I don't know. Like they had offered me a job out there, and I thought it would be cool.
You never mentioned that.
I never took it. Why would I mention it? Like I never decided to take it.
What? Like that's a cool thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But to me, it was like, damn, if I move out here, like my family's not here, like no one's out here, and if I'm struggling, like I don't know how the pay's gonna be or like how much an apartment costs here. I don't know nothing. Like I'm like, mind you, I'm like what? I think that time I was like 19 or 20.
You were really young.
So I'm like, holy fuck, like what am I gonna do?
You're
like
really
I don't know what I'm gonna do out here.
Country.
Right? So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like what if I'm struggling and I can't go back home, but I want to fly home and see my mom, but the tickets are like $1,500. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, thanks for the offer, but I don't know. I can't do this. Like, I don't know anyone here, and they're like, oh, you'll be okay. Like, you can hang out with us and stuff. And I was just thinking, I was like, I don't think I want to hang out with my boss every day.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't want to be alone every day either.
Yeah.
Especially not where I didn't know anyone, but I don't know.
That'd be scary. It'd be a cool experience.
Would you do it?
Oh, probably not. I'm a big baby.
No. See? It's not an easy decision.
But I figured, like, I thought if I were looking at it, I figured that you would take it.
I thought about it. I don't know. I just decided not to.
I feel like if you could have one person with you, you'd be okay.
Yeah, I would do it then. I'd probably do it then. Definitely.
Just so you had somebody to go with you do things. But I think, I don't know. For me, no. I can't. Like, I'm a big family person. I mean, but you are too.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take it. It was mainly because of that.
If you could have Junior, Edgar, and Jose there, you for sure, I feel like, would have stayed.
I think it'd be a lot more fun because we could go out and do. That's one thing that, like, when I was out and about, that I wish I could have had is like some of my friends with me.
Yeah.
So it's like it really isn't fun when you can have fun on your own, but it's like the people around you that make it even better.
Yeah.
You know, because when I was out and about,
creating those memories with them,
checking out this, looking at that, like going here.
I mean, like when you're older, you'll be able to tell those stories and be like, "What's the point of like It's more fun to have somebody like, remember that one time we did this?"
Yeah, you know, and even then, like, you know, I tell my girlfriend all the time, it's like I don't remember half the shit that I've went and seen. Mm-hmm. And randomly, like, I'll see something from whatever it is that, you know, was with that. And I'm like, oh, I've been there. You know, like, oh, I've seen that.
That's cool.
And that happened actually today. You know, we were picking up a puzzle. And I'm like, oh, let's get this puzzle. Like, I've been to that castle. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like, I saw that castle in Germany. And she's like, what? Like, you didn't take me? I'm like, I didn't even know you at that time. Like, what do you expect? Like, I can't just... You know, I didn't know anything about... I didn't even know who you were, if you existed. But it was like one of those things where it's like, damn, I forgot that, like, I saw this place. And it looks cool, you know? But I don't know. Like, yeah, it's those memories that probably would be best. And I'm not, like, a big picture guy. I don't like taking pictures of stuff. Like, I get mad when I see people, like, taking pictures of the food. I do it sometimes, rarely, but... When people take pictures of my food and they're like, oh, like, this looks, like, really good. Like, I'm like, hey, like, stop. Like, just eat. Like, it's food. Like, eat. What are you doing? But, no, yeah, those memories would have been cool. Yeah. That's why I think, like, you know, like, it's like the trip you're talking about. I think you should take a trip like that with your friends. I think it'd be awesome.
I would love to. That's because that's one thing I do want to travel. Like I said, I mean, I'm really weird about food. So that's the one part, like, about traveling that actually scares me.
Well, you know what's good about that? If you don't want to explore with their food, there's McDonald's everywhere.
They got some chicken nuggets.
There's McDonald's everywhere, and they have chicken nuggets.
Love chicken nuggets.
All over the place. That's one thing I did see.
Yeah, but I think it would be so cool. I would love to travel.
Do it, Macy. There's nothing... Right now's your chance, you know, because later on, like, you're going to have kids... I don't know if you plan on having kids, but if you do plan on having kids, you're gonna have your kids and family. And
I would like to take them too, though.
It'd be nice to take them, but it's not gonna
expensive.
be as easy. But you know what? I guess it's not gonna matter though, because you're money Macy now, right?
We're not that money Macy taking trips all the time.
You're getting there though. You're getting there though. You're about to be there. You'll be fine. You'll be taking trips whenever you want.
I wish.
You're gonna be like, oh, it's the weekend. Like,
I want to compromise for coffee and Disney World one day.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you're gonna wake up and tell.
I thought that was really funny how they said it. Whenever, I don't know. I thought it was really cute.
I'm saying that's what I'm trying to do as well. So that'd be cool. Like,
well, I'll tell Ivy, Beth, and Peyton that you're up for adventure.
Who? Peyton and Ivy? I don't know them.
They're from Midwestern.
No, okay.
I went to hygiene school with them.
I would be down.
It's fine. They're the same person. And they only met in hygiene school, so it was really funny how it worked out. And they just, where did they go? They went to New York City, I think, this week.
I was trying. I shit you not. About 2 days ago, I was trying to book a flight to New York City, and being that tickets are still kind of cheap right now, I had found a flight. I think the tickets were like $52 round trip per person from Fort Worth International or from Dallas.
Yeah.
And I had told I told my girlfriend like, hey, let's go, and she's like, well, and it's coming up. It's gonna be in March. That's next month, right? So like. The flight was, I think, March 9th to March 13th. So, like, next week. We're in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let's just get these tickets and go. She's like, I can't. It's my sister's birthday weekend. I have to be at home. Like, damn, So I'm like, you know what? Like, what if I go and I don't take you? And she's like, no. And I'm just like, it's not my sister. But, because of that, like, we were going to have to, and I even said, like, I was like, you know what, like, how about you just tell your sister, like you can come with us, like, come on, like, the tickets are cheap, $50, like, I'll pay for her ticket, happy birthday.
That's really cheap.
I was like, let's go, and then it's like, no, because then we have to then my mom and dad are going to want to go, and, like, I'm like, whoa, I'm not paying for the whole family, like, happy birthday, let's go to New York, like, that's fine, but I don't know, that was like a really good opportunity. So like for traveling, you got to keep an eye out for those tickets.
Yeah.
There's always cheap tickets.
I never really thought about like weekend trips, but like the job that I'm working at now, like I work like every Friday. But the new job I'm gonna have, I won't work every Friday. So it'll be like a good opportunity to like have just that extra day on the weekend, even just like take a weekend trip. So
it is doable, Macy. You should look into it because like you can get tickets sometimes.
Right now they're cheap.
Right now they're cheap, but the thing is, like, even year round before all of this pandemic stuff, like you can get tickets either a couple months ahead of time for a weekend or so, or you can get in short weekends, like 2-3 weeks from now. Like there's gonna be a flight that's like not fully booked.
Yeah.
Not a lot of bookings are happening, so you can get those tickets for like $50-$80 round trip.
And that's one thing. Like recently, I've been thinking. Just because I've seen so many people taking like little trips here and there, I'm like, I want to take a little trip.
Yeah, take a little trip.
I want to take a little trip.
Even if you have to go by yourself,
I know. It kind of scares me, but I also think it'd be like a good opportunity. Like I won't have to like wait on anybody.
No, you do what you want to do.
Literally do what I want.
That's the best part. Is you do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah.
That is the best part about it. That's what I enjoyed so much because it's like. Those were the pros and cons, right? Like the cons is like I don't have my friends. Like we can't be like fuck it, let's all go do this.
Yeah.
But that was like a con or whatever, and then the pro was like, but I can do whatever I want, however I want, and go wherever.
Maya, she starts the her nursing program this summer, so she's not. I mean, and hers is. I'm pretty sure hers is gonna be like year round, so she doesn't have like a semester off, like or the summer off normally. So I'm actually mad 'cause she doesn't turn 21 until next January. So I'm like, I want to take trips with her, but I know like a lot of things that you want to do on the trips, like you want to have a drink or you want to go do this, that, and whatever.
You can't do that with her.
And I can't. I'm like, gosh, how long does it take to become 21 years old?
Grow up.
For real. And she's like, I'm trying my best, Macy. We need to go faster.
Like hit that growth spurt. Come on now.
Even like, I mean, every year, like our family trip is to go to South Padre. We've been there so many times. We're comfortable with it because we just know the area. So that's fine, but like now, like I'm still having to wait for Maya to actually go places with me.
That's what I'm saying. You need to go on your own.
But like me and Maya, like we are the same, but we're also so different. Like my personality is Maya's personality, but she's meaner. And I'm not mean, but it's like, so we get along as far as like what we want to do, all that kind of stuff. It's just her age holding us back. She needs to get together because she's being kind of selfish right now.
Well, Macy, I think that you need to find somebody to just take a short trip now or go for yourself. And then when your sister gets old enough, just tell her now, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I want to go venture out. We can venture out when you're ready.
Well, I told her because like next spring, obviously she'll be 21. So I'm like, on your spring break, I'm like, let's put in the books. Let's make sure that we have like all your clinical hours, know where you're sitting at. So your week of spring break, we can go to Vegas and we'll celebrate your 21st in Vegas. I was like, I'll pay for everything. Like, let's go. And then I don't know if this is going to be every year from now on, but schools like started cutting out spring breaks because they don't want they don't want people to go like to Mexico and bring everything like Corona and everything back.
Oh,
like,
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they gave them an extra, I know at least this year they gave them an extra week on their winter break, but they're not giving them a spring break. So I'm like, okay, is that going to be the case
the rest of the
next year? Because I want to go when it's, I don't know.
That's interesting. I haven't heard of that, but like that makes sense, right? Because like you don't, at least this way, like, that extra week, if they go somewhere for the winter, like they'll start having symptoms or something, they could catch on to it before they go back to school.
Yeah, so they're trying to prevent like outbreaks from happening like toward the middle to the end of the semester, which is smart. But I'm like, I already had this planned. We were already working on this.
But it's for the greater good.
It is.
It is for the greater good.
Maybe it'll be different, but maybe we'll just have to, wait. Because I think...
What do you think?
Like, what do you mean?
No, I was... Continue.
I was saying that maybe we'll have to wait until after she graduates, but... Because I think she graduates the end of the summer of 2022. So...
What do you think if this is just, like, the new way of life? Like, if this is it right here.
I mean,
like this
is it then.
Like, because how like you have a lot of people who are like after COVID. Well, what if there is no after COVID?
It's so.
What do you think?
Weird.
How do you feel about that? Like,
it's already changed our perspective, like in so many ways of different aspects. Like I see, like TV shows that were aired like years ago, like even just a year ago, and I'm just like, they're out in public, where's their mask?
Right. Like, okay, no, yes. Like, I was watching a show with one of my buddies, and he's like, "Dang, bro, that's pre-COVID," and I'm just like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, nobody has masks," and I haven't even realized that there's some shows where people are walking around on set or in the background and they have the masks.
My mom watches
the newer ones.
What's it called? Superstore or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't watch it, but she does. And she said something. I thought that she was watching an old episode. And she's like, no, this is a new season. She's like, they've incorporated COVID. And they had their masks on. Cause it's like a grocery store or whatever. Yeah. And so they had their masks on. And I'm like, wow.
Right.
Really changed.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, I feel like this is the new norm.
I mean, well, yeah.
Like this is it. Like people saying like after COVID, like, hey, there is no after COVID. This is what we're going to be with. Cause they can't cure it.
No,
they can't cure it.
I don't know where I see the world going, but like one thing that I understand, but something that kind of like I don't understand is like even in the medical field, like we already had so much like PPE and everything. Like we had all of our like personal protective equipment that we had to wear to prevent it. All of them was in place for like everything was in place for if anything else happened, we were protected. So it's like, okay, COVID came and it's obviously this huge pandemic, but it's like, okay, we had all these precautions and they were supposed to protect you, but now we're going to tell you it's not. So it's like, but it's weird because everything we had, they said is supposed to be like a barrier for you. It's supposed to be great. Everything's good. It's going to protect you from it against anything. And now like,
turns out it doesn't.
They're like, it doesn't. So I'm like, I don't really know. But
so is that
at work, you have to wear like the N95 mask. I have to wear a mask over that. I'm supposed to wear like a hairnet or like a scrub cap.
So you're basically suited up like you're about to go to war.
Yeah, like you have your scrubs on, and then like you're supposed to wear like your gown over that. You're supposed to wear like a face shield on top of that, and I'm just like, first of all, if y'all gonna be doing this, you need to put it to 30 degrees in this building, because I'm sweating like a whore in church. Like, it's rough.
I bet. Like wearing all that stuff.
It's hot.
And then you got your regular clothes under everything, so
yeah.
it's it's been a crazy time this year and last year, and it hasn't stopped this year.
No, it hasn't.
It's continued, and like today, right? Like they had, I guess they bombed Syria or something, or sent missiles out to Syria, Biden, but it's crazy.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Right now it is, but gotta make the best of it. It's not too bad. I feel like there's a lot of people out there prospering.
Yeah.
I would say you're prospering right now. You know,
Thanks, Oscar.
you're about to get this new job. You just got your degree, your license. You're ready to go.
Thank you. I'm super excited. I mean, I've already had, even since graduating, like, it's just been such a huge, like, just weight off my shoulder. Like, getting to come home and just, like, hang out with my dog instead of having, because, like my last year, I don't know if you knew that. Maybe you did know it. I don't know. Me and my roommate had a disagreement, so I drove from Gainesville to Wichita Falls every day to school, had a whole school day, and then drove an hour and a half back from Wichita Falls to Gainesville. So I was driving 3 hours a day, which I didn't really mind. I don't mind driving, but it was like I'd get home from hour and a half, a full day, another hour and a half, and I would still like be up forever studying.
That is absurd.
And so I was just so being able to just come home and just be like, hey, Knox, and go hang out with my dog.
You know what you needed? A Tesla.
A Tesla.
With the autopilot.
If you want to give me if you want to go and give me a Tesla, I'm not going to complain about it.
Now that you're, big MM here.
Where's my graduation gift, though? A Tesla.
I got a taxidermy turkey.
Yeah, I saw that.
You want a taxidermy turkey?
I'll take nothing over that.
No, but like, it's crazy though, because like the future with these cars, like, for someone like you could have, I'm not saying that anything, but like it would help people. Like, right? Like you have it on autopilot, it's driving you.
Isn't that also scary though?
I'm more scared when other people drive me. I'm sorry, I am, because like I know machinery and like equipment to where like you see how precise they are, or this machinery can be. So when like you look at the technology that goes into these cars, like it is crazy. I'm not
scared. Like, it's not the fact that I don't believe in it. So this is gonna sound like super crazy. Probably make me sound like a crazy woman. But have you ever seen iRobot?
Okay, I know what you're talking. We're not gonna go.
Okay, but like, what if it turns on you? Technology is so.
Hey, if it turns on
smart.
If it turns on you, then that just means we're fucked. That's just what it means. Like in general, we're fucked. Like if my car turns on me and crashes me into a barricade, that means.
I mean, but you remember like that? Will Smith had like his like autopilot on his car.
Okay, but that's like a whole another story.
Well, I'm just letting you know. I'm not against it by any means. I'm not against it.
I'll have to watch the movie.
But like, there's like just things I'm like, damn.
It's just, to me, like this car and like the technology in it.
But you want the truck though.
No. Like I'm just saying, like the technology in general that's in it is specifically made for just driving. So it's calculating. It's crazy. Like I seen a video like where they were showing like what it does, and as the car was driving, like the cameras, it was showing like live footage of like what the cameras do and what they're picking up. The camera, the minute it saw a puddle like 3 blocks away, it would already calculate the puddle, how deep the puddle was, how wide the puddle is.
So crazy.
And it would see stop signs from a block or 2 away at high speeds. It knows exactly what cars are next to you, what models those cars are, and everything. So like this thing is just calculating all this data like instantly. You can't do that.
No.
I can't do that.
Definitely cannot do that, okay?
So if this machine is built,
that's insane.
To do what it does, I would feel more comfortable with that thing driving me than I would with a person. Because a person has a very short attention span. Very short. You will look at your phone the minute it dings. You will mess with the stereo as you're driving. People get mad sometimes and drive a little angry, and that's dangerous, I would say. And this thing is just going to do its job. It's just going to drive. I have more confidence in the technology.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it by any means. Like, I'm not. But there's just always that little thing, like,
are you scared that your like watch is like listening to you all the time and like collecting data on you?
It could be.
But it does.
Yeah. I mean, like,
So why doesn't that scare you?
Oh, it does. I always tell Mom, I'm like, oh, the government's listening. They're listening. I'm like, I have to tell you what I want because they'll give Facebook ads or something like that.
No, but they do, though,
they
right?
Do,
like, they
yeah.
do. So, like, does that not scare you? Because, like...
No, I mean, that's another thing. Like, they're always listening. Of course. Always listening.
Oh,
it's insane.
There's this documentary that came out on Netflix. It's called The Social Dilemma.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I watched most of it. I fell asleep, I think, at the end. What?
No, like, okay, what do you think about that, though? Like, with that, you know, now that, like, how much of it did you see? Did you see how they, like, break down basically how the technology collects data on you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, I'm well aware, you know? Like,
you know, so, like...
I like, technology is just crazy.
That scares me more. That scares me, like, that, no, just that technology, like, the fact that our phones can listen to us and then, like...
You got something to hide?
No, it's not that I have something to hide. It's like, but they start like pushing on you whatever you're talking about to try to make a sell on you.
Yeah. No, I could like.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're the products here, right? We're being sold to companies for our attention 100%. To buy what they're trying to sell, right? That scares me more than a car that's built to drive me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not against like any kind of technology. Like, technology is the way the world works now, you know, like that's just the end of it. Even like the other day, I got to work and we couldn't get any of the computer, so we couldn't see any of our patients because all their files were on the computer. But when the storm came, it kind of just knocked everything out of whack. So we had to like reset like the computer passwords. Like, we couldn't even log on to the computer.
That's crazy. That's weird.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the whole business is gonna shut down for the day because we can't even log into the computer. You know, it's just the way of the world. It's like, it doesn't scare me. I mean, I don't really like it listening to me all the time, but I know it does, you know.
No, I mean, it's just crazy though, but we'll see where it goes. You know, I think eventually you'll be behind that, letting it drive you around while you're busy.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Highway.
I'm not. Everybody knows I'm down for a good nap. I'm not against that at all. It's just crazy to think that.
Like, we're there, like, right? Like, it is crazy because, like, 5 years ago, you would have said something like this. You would have been like, that dude sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Cars driving you? Like, what the fuck? Right? Like,
it's crazy.
That was one thing. Whenever I talked to George, you know, our mutual friend George, whenever I talked to him, the first thing I mentioned to him, not the first thing, but one of the first things that I mentioned to him was like, bro, you know they have self-driving cars now? He's like, what?
I mean, I guess that's something that you don't really think about. Like,
it's not.
You don't get all the information, you know?
It's not, but like for me, like that's one of those things that kind of excites me. Like the technology that's coming from that. Like, what? Like, what's next? Self-driving planes? I'm not getting on that one. You know, that one I'll pass because you know. But hey, the technology is there. Like, I mean, they're shooting rockets going towards the moon, driving themselves.
Yeah.
So. Stay tuned for the self-driving planes, and I don't know how many of y'all are getting on. But
I will not be there.
I want a pilot.
I will not be on that plane. Thank you.
Well, Macy, it's nice that you came in today. We're gonna start wrapping it up here. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm really happy I got to see you and talk to you today.
Too. Seeing you in Divya, always a good time.
And hopefully you get to come around a little bit more, play some board games or something. Maybe we'll do another podcast.
Sounds good to me.
Monopoly's the best game.
No, it's not. It's the worst, actually.
No.
It's the worst.
I'm not going to get into this here. No, but if there's any, like, social media or anything that you'd like people to, like, reach out to you, I'll put it in the description.
I'm good. You don't
what?
Have to
you don't want to
me.
put nothing out there?
No.
All right, y'all heard her. You don't get to follow her.
There's nothing fancy. Nothing.
She's too bougie for y'all.
I'm not. I don't really get on anything, so.
Her Instagram will be in the link. I'm just playing.
I'm an old lady. I don't do Instagram like that. I mean, like, every once in a while I'll post something, but nothing crazy. But
nowhere you would like to, if anybody wants to reach out to you.
I mean,
to hang out, friends.
Usually you can find me Macy Shay anywhere. So.
All right, Macy Shay. I'll plug it in there. Don't worry.
I think my Snapchat has an extra Y at the end, but that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me, Oscar.
Definitely. And everybody listening, don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to mention that in the beginning. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Do you want people to like comment too in that?
Yes, and you can comment if you guys want to be on. Like, yeah, if you guys want to be on the O Show, then comment and I will put you on.
Sounds good. I was really nervous, but you know,
it's fun, right?
It's fun, and once you get started, it's really
it's
not
going.
bad, so.
Well, thanks everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.